Hello everybody. Today I will be resetting. As in, okay, as in getting a new player, so random state. Montana. So, Montana. There we go. So, oh, look who we got there. The first state to drop down was Montana, which is neat. So that's what that looks like. I don't really think I've ever seen that before, but let's get started. Florida. So, never been to Wisconsin or Iowa, but I've been to Florida, and I went to St. Augustine, really good macaroon place. Vero Beach, very nice beach. Disney World, I like that. Those places. And I think I went to one on the Gulf of Mexico coast. Yeah. Huh. Never been to South Carolina either. So, Arizona, I've been to the Grand Canyon, and once on a trip to California, I think. I don't really think it was. I'm not sure. Florida, already told you about my favorite places. Wyoming, I'm hoping to go to sometime to see Yellowstone National Park. Pretty neat. Gonna go for California. There we go. So, let's play again. Louisiana. I've been on a trip to a beach house in Florida. On the way back. Virginia? North Dakota. Never been there either. Minnesota has this little northwest point that should be Canada, but because of something, it isn't. Georgia, I've been to like southern Georgia before, I think. Don't really remember. I'm gonna go for Oregon. So this is reset number 2, I think it is, at least. So yeah. Race it, go. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually do it, but I'm thinking of doing something like Stack States 2 Tuesdays. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. Hawaii want to go to, you know, nice beaches and stuff. Volcanoes. Never been to Massachusetts either, but Mississippi, yeah, I've had to go through Mississippi to get to Florida on a trip. Washington, I like Seattle. It's a nice trip. Got to see Mount St. Helens. Vermont, and could it be the first border combine? Nope. Of this reset, at least. Montana, Maine, Utah, Oregon. Second to last. I've been to the Four Corners, which means I've been to Utah, but not really, actually. Oregon, the beaches are kind of like sandy quicksand. More sandy than quicksand, and you don't actually sink more than 2 inches. 1 inch. And Bend, Oregon, they have the world's last blockbuster. And I visited there. I visited where the Goonies were filmed in Oregon, and visited Haystack Rock, Indiana. I also saw a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot of waterfalls. There are so many waterfalls. We went to waterfall after waterfall near the coast of Oregon on our trip. So, North Carolina, pretty neat. I went there on a beach trip, don't remember it. Never been to Iowa. Indiana, I went to on a science museum trip, where basically I went all the way up to, like, Kentucky, barely Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, and of course Oklahoma, and Tulsa in particular. And basically saw a bunch of stuff. Also in Indiana, I went there on my trip to Youngstown, Ohio, to visit some relatives. Idaho, never been, but apparently I've eaten one of the potatoes that came from Idaho, though. Don't like potatoes, it turns out. Gonna go for Hawaii. Things I like. I don't really like pizza with ham or burnt pepperonis or pineapple. I don't really like those. I do like macarons. I meant to say macarons, because I usually say macaroons, but that's not how it's pronounced. It's a great macaron place in St. Augustine. Also in St. Augustine, some of this do-it-yourself food, like candy, like I made donuts and ice cream. Basically, for those, way too sweet. Like, way too sweet. Mississippi. Oh yeah, it's Poppin' Cookin', and I love the hamburgers. They're really good. Anyways, Wisconsin, never been either. There's a lot of states I haven't been to. Texas, I've been to, I was born in. Plano, Texas, that is. No, it is Saxy. Yeah, Saxy. Kind of like saxophone. Anyways, Tennessee. Don't think I've been. The moon. Don't think I've been to the moon either. New Mexico. I've been on a trip where. Now what? Some bad luck I've had with New Mexico. Okay, so. No, New Jersey. But some bad luck I've had with New Mexico. I've had lots of bad luck there. I threw up in the car while driving through New Mexico. I did that twice. And it's like spring, March-ish. We went up the mountain near Albuquerque. Hold on, just. And we went up the snow things. Up the mountain with the lifts. And I think I may be talking about another city, but I think it's Albuquerque. But basically, I'll get to West Virginia after. Basically, I went up and we followed this trail to try and get to this, like, lighthouse thing. Not really a lighthouse. Cabin, I think. And I'll get to Missouri also. And basically, apparently the path wasn't made well enough that far out. It is so buried in snow so much, went up to my ankles. Not a pleasant experience. I think I got some splinters. Don't remember. And then after that, I went down to the pizza place nearby. But I couldn't eat a single slice because I was feeling sick, and that's where the second time I threw up in the car. So, yeah. I've had bad luck in New Mexico. With West Virginia country roads. There's this no radio zone because they have this telescope, I think. And basically within like 5 miles, there's not allowed to be any type of signal, so there's no radio stations or anything. For Missouri, I've been on that science museum trip. And I've been to, like, Springfield, Missouri. Yeah, I stayed at the Fire and Ice Hotel. I did not like the goat cheese on the hamburger the restaurant. Did not like it. But it did have fire and ice. Kind of like this, Fire and Ice. From the Warrior Cat series, I have like a lot of books. 1.5 bookshelves full of them right behind me. anyways, and I saw a science museum. I went to a science museum and I couldn't get there actually because there's this like parade thing going on, and basically I had to park at a parking garage. We had to park at a parking garage, and we went all the way down to this science museum and we had to go past it. And they actually had like a Dole Whip like thing. Not really, but basically Dole Whip, and it is good. I also had Dole Whip at St. Augustine, yeah. And basically, I was going to see the world's largest spoon, or was it a fork? But I couldn't because I forgot to go there. Louisiana. Rhode Island, right. Never been to Rhode Island, but I think its coast grows like it grows like 0.5% between high and low tide. Boise, Idaho. Never been to Idaho, as I've said earlier. Gonna go for Texas. There we go. And Illinois. Illinois, actually. Basically, on my science museum trip in southern Illinois, there's construction work, no people there. We could just whiz by because there's nobody on the road either. Like, there's nobody. Like, no cars for seemingly forever. But eventually we hit some traffic after a long time. Jackson, Mississippi, but also Jackson, New Jersey, Tennessee, Maine. Jackson, Tennessee. And Mississippi comes for a return. Wisconsin cheese. And speaking of cheese, Tillamook, the cheese place. I've been to that place in Oregon, and speaking of Oregon, Washington, which borders it, but in Oregon, basically, the right side is the desert, and on the left near the coast is Tillamook. And well, anyways, they have cheese and great cheese curds. And I got to sample some cheeses, and yeah. Gonna probably have to try and edit that out, if possible. Missouri. Well, it's been fun, but thank you all for watching, and